Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Henrique. I am owner of the blog Perrella Perfume. I did for the last 10 or 11 years, I did only written reviews. But last year I started my YouTube channel, first in Portuguese, and now I am trying in English as well to see how it goes, to see the reception, and also to train my spoken English as well, because I didn't felt comfortable talking. I was always comfortable in writing, but talking for me was difficult. I felt ashamed of my pronunciation. So I am trying this, and what is better than try it with a legend? So I am bringing to you something about Fougere Royale from Houbigant. My bottle is the pure perfume version, which was launched in 2010. I am not sure if I have made the pronunciation of the year correctly, but I'm gonna put the year in the video, so there's no problem. This fragrance is the first fragrance that is talking about in the book Perfume Legends, written by the excellent Michael Edwards, the guy that invented the classification of perfumes that is widely used until today. And what Michael Edwards tells us about Fougere Royale, and especially the context of creation of this fragrance. This fragrance is like the beginning of the modern French perfumery, the creative and artistic perfumery that we know as today, and the one that French got the reputation from. He says that great French perfumery is a 20th century invention, that it was a blend of art and science, because perfumers were able to create abstractions, to go beyond nature with the possibility of new methods of extraction and new synthetics that emerged in the era. But before that, the perfumers were forced to imitate the scent of flowers. So the public, before the 20th century, they expected perfumes to reproduce the scent of nature. It was more a matter of imitation than creation in that time. Artificiality was condemned, so you didn't want your creation to be seen as artificial. It is interesting because today we are going back to this idea, so people think that synthetics equals to artificial, but it's far from that. And it is very curious because it was especially due synthetics that masterpieces like that were able to be created. So human history is very cyclical, so this is not a surprise that we are going back to this. In that time, women had to wear fragrances on handkerchiefs, gloves, and fans. You wasn't supposed to wear fragrance on your skin, because it was courtesans only wore perfumes on skin. So you were saw as a woman that it was not respectable if you wore fragrances on skin. And more than that, you were supposed to wear some kind of flowers only. Ladies had only to wear roses or jasmine. Other flowers were seen as too vulgar for respectful ladies. So there was all those rules that at the same time that restricted the public, also restricted the perfumers. But the perfumers at that time had a more simple olfactorium. They had less natural extracts and less synthetics. But this started to change in the 19th century, which especially in the second half of the century, which started the chemical revolution. You had in few years a lot of inventions, a lot of extractions, new discoveries, and especially the possibility of synthesizing certain chemicals that made possible some fragrance to be made in more accessible ways. Coumarin was isolated in 1868. You had citronellol in the 1872, and also in 1872 coumarin was synthesized, and in 1876 vanillin was synthesized. For the ones that don't know, coumarin is mainly found in tonka beans and is known for its almond and hay like aroma. And vanillin is pretty known to everyone. It's found in vanilla beans and has a creamy aroma. So until then, vanillin was only found in vanilla pods. You had to create macerations of vanilla pods, and was something more costly and that had its limitations. And after these first discoveries, the perfumery had more synthetics available to perfumers that amplified the possibilities that they had of creation. So this is why Fougere Royale is considering one of the first modern perfumes, because it was the first perfume that dared to use a synthetic molecule. Until then, no perfumes had synthetic notes, but for this fragrance, Houbigant combined the sweet scent of coumarin with lavender, citrus, and woody notes, and ended creating a new fragrance family that it is very well loved by the male audience until today. Fougere means fern in English, and it was considered a very intelligent idea because ferns doesn't have scent, so it permitted the brand to create an abstraction of an aroma. And also ferns doesn't have any reputation tied to them. So it was considered that an innocent fern was accepted by the modern society. It wasn't condemned as something that wouldn't be noble. So it was the first fragrance that was able to bring us something abstract, something complex, and using the best of naturals and synthetics, which should be recognized today. People need to stop associating synthetics with artificiality. It is not. Synthetics make us able to go beyond nature and able to create things that are very artistic combined with naturals. So they complement each other. They don't have to be against each other. Fougere Royale was discontinued at some point, but then it was revived in 2020 with the following notes: lavender, green notes, chamomile, bergamot, geranium, carnation, cinnamon, rose, lilac, moss, clary sage, tonka bean, patchouli, amber. So let me spray this fragrance on skin and tell you about it. I enjoy a lot this pure perfume version. In fact, Fougere Royale was one of the first masculine fragrances to be made in pure perfume. And even when it was relaunched, it was an innovation as well, because until some years ago, pure perfume versions were considered feminine fragrance. They weren't made for guys, and now it is very common and also accepted, this concentration. This is still a very classic fragrance. Of course, it had to be orchestrated, reformulated, because nowadays you can use much less carnation than the past. Eugenol is restricted. Also, probably the original idea had some animal tinctures. I don't know if it had musk or ambergris, but today this is not more widely acceptable by the public, and also it is not commercial viable to produce fragrances with this kind of natural materials. So certainly this fragrance had to be reformulated to fit those changes. But the overall idea prevails, and in the pure perfume version, it is a very refined classic Fougere scent. You get this green and hay-like aroma of coumarin here, but you also get a lavender that is very fresh and has a delicate floracy to it. And I also feel a very spicy aroma. It is interesting that even with clothes restricted, this fragrance still has plenty of it, and it makes me think of barbershop, but with a sophistication and a quality that is not usually seen. In the base, this fragrance gets very woody. I would say that for me, there is almost like a vetiver note, even that vetiver is not listed. The patchouli on it, on this one, is more woody and has even some camphoraceous note here. And you also get some moss on it. There is a kind of moist, humid, earthy aroma that I also associate with moss. So in a nutshell, it is a pretty solid Fougere fragrance. One of the first modern perfumes that in the current formulation and in the pure perfume concentration, it still keeps the quality, the essence, and the raffination, which was what made the French perfumery in the modern days so appreciated. This is the video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you were able to understand what I have said. And thank you everyone for watching me. I wish you everyone a good day and take care everyone. Bye bye.